Guru, you can
minute.
start, Guru.
1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute. I'll just call like the other candidate. 1 minute. Yeah, Steve, it's like this is Lavanya. I was just telling you, right? She's the associate director in L&T Mentary. So, Lavanya, can just brief about yourself and also Adhavan. Adhavan, you can just come on video for a minute and you can tell.
Give me a minute.
Yeah, sure.
Can you please repeat that, Guru? Sorry, I missed it.
No. Like I was asking you to just brief about yourself so that the entire team knows about you. Steve is also there. I was about telling about you. So it would be nice about from your side if you just tell it. And Lakshmi is the HR of Plastics. So she'll be also like interested to like in later stages in project management roles. She can also get insights.
Hi,
So
Lavanya.
that's the reason why I was giving insights. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Do you want me to do a short introduction?
Yeah. It's so everyone has did it. So
Okay.
it is.
Okay. Hi all. I'm a track manager in L&T Infotech, and I've been in IT for 17 years. I'm a hardcore agile coach. Yeah, so I'm here for your project management and agile queries. Thank you, Guru, for this session.
And
welcome, Lavanya. Sorry, I'm outside, so not able to switch on the camera. But again, welcome all. Welcome, Vani. And Adhavan, welcome.
Thanks.
Thank you.
What are you doing?
Same here.
Me?
I'm
listening.
Introduce yourself.
Apart from listening,
Okay.
what do you do in your free time?
Normally, I study. Nowadays, I study.
Okay.
All
so.
right.
Study, and I'll also
Okay, fine.
Play around with myself.
No, don't use that word.
Yeah, he means Linux systems. Okay, just two
yeah.
lines about him. He, he's a computer prodigy. At the age of 6, he has developed around 32 games. I might be wrong with the numbers. And he also has a couple of records in the Indian Book of Records technologically. He can completely buy components and assemble a gaming computer under 90 minutes. He can buy them and solder them and everything. So that's Adhavan, and he's also training for Linux competitive exam. What is that exam called, Adhavan? What is it? Yeah, so that is him. I told
I have
him
no idea
about
this.
It is Red Hat, and I told him about this class.
I heard about the competitive exam. It's actually famous.
All right. So back to Guru.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. And Vani, like yourself in the video, so that everyone has. It's just an introduction. Post which.
Sorry, I'm not ready for the video call right now, but next
No,
session I'll make it.
No, you can just tell about yourself. That's it. Not in video, but just.
Okay, here I'm handling a team. I'm a copy editing background, and I'm handling a team, and I'm working as a project manager as well here. So I'm working with Strive. So this is full of e-publishing industry. Yeah, that's all I can say now.
Yeah, nice. Like, yeah. Okay, let's start the class. So everyone has a brief introduction, and all other team members are from Viastex. So a few of them, they are like for Lavanya, Vani, and the other one. I'm just telling about other team members. Like you can just see their names, but most of them are not everyone are freshers in it. Like a few of them have done their masters and few of them have done their bachelor's in engineering. Few of them have done a coursework in data science already. And one guy, Ashwath, if I'm right, he has done in statistics. So this class is like he has to teach me. Apparently, I'm teaching him. So he's a statistics guy. So and Anurag is an UPSC aspirant initially. So I was the one who interviewed him actually. So he was telling his stories. Some then he wants to be a data science guy. So that's what the team is all about. Okay, let's hop into the class. Let me share my screen. So, guys, you are able to see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah, it's visible.
Yeah. Yeah. See, I'll just run through. It's like you already know what is descriptive statistics is all about. Okay. And you know what is mean, median, mode. In the last class, we have seen it. And if you just remember, like Stevens was telling about the speedometer, what is the range, so that we had a nice discussion about it. And then we just hopped into what is variance. And from variance, we got it into standard deviation. Hope you remember this. And then comes the interquartile range. That is, so why we'll be discussing about the interquartile range, and post which what we'll be trying to do is like I'll be telling you what is skewness, kurtosis, histogram, box plot, scatter plot, and to explain this, I'll be using a few diagrams. So hope you guys have seen a box plot.
Yeah.
Guys,
Yes, sir.
where you have seen a box plot?
In Tableau, actually,
Good.
yeah, and box plots.
Apart from it, guys, any of them who have been doing trading? Trading, stock trading.
No.
Okay. See, if you guys go into stock trading, so what happens is like there will be a box plot. So they'll show the range. So whether it's red or green at the same time. Why I'm telling is like I'm also trying to give you an idea about the finance market. So that helps you in you. If you go into market risk, then there's market not even market risk. If you go into trading, then this topics will be pretty interesting also. So I'm just telling, I'm touch basing in those lines also. Because my area is into finance, it is easy for me to give examples in those. So here is blocks plot. I'll just show you in this diagram. So if you have all this, there is different in this data sets. You just see, like you just try to plot all the values. So you know what is a median, right? Guys, like
Yes.
Yes,
this,
yes, yes.
yeah. So you know what is a median. So from this, uh, uh, you are trying to subset like the minimum is the one that is the least value, the smallest value. And after that, there's something called the lower range, that is the Q1, and the upper quartile, that is the Q3. So Q3 minus Q1 is the interquartile range. So that is the formula we are getting. The ranges, it gives me an idea what range most of the values get fitted up. So that's the fundamental of this interquartile range. See, if you just see, I would have shown you this, right? So in a stocks, what happens is like per day, they'll give us the range, and from this it will be they'll say it's a Bollinger's wave. So like there'll be a wave pattern that will create form, and through which it will help us in telling whether the prices will be going up or down. They'll be deciding from this itself. If you just Google stock market box plot, they'll give you a huge story about it. So that will be helpful if you want to be a trader in later stages, like intraday trading. This box plot is like everyone use it. Okay, so for this, what we have to do is like we have to find the median. and you have to use the interquartile range and find like where the most of the value gets fitted. So yeah, hope you guys are able to understand it, or you want me to explain this further, guys?
Um, okay, can you go to the slide where you show the description of mean, median, and mode? Just a
Yeah, sure.
flash, please. Okay.
Okay, guys. Sorry for those guys who have already missed it. For other also, you know what is a mean, right? Mean is nothing but the average of all the values. That is sum of all the values divided by the number of values. Okay, Adara?
Okay. I actually know what you mean.
Yeah, good. So that's the reason why I was trying to skip, because yesterday it was a class
Yeah,
for them. So I was
yeah,
rushing. Yeah, I don't want
no
it.
problem. He's an expert in maths too.
Yeah, good,
Full
good.
marks, no
So
problem.
median and mode. So the next thing, other one, like for you is the range. Range is matlab, it is what is the max value minus minimum value. So that gives me a range. Where we use this range, it in most of wherever you see it, like in your speedometer. Yesterday, even Stevens was telling about the speedometer. So here we are trying to look at what is maximum. That is a maximum value in a speedometer is 180. Minimum value is 0. So this is the range where a vehicle can move. So variance is nothing but, you know what is a formula. X minus mu by the whole square by n. So this, you know what is a population and what is a sample. Sample is nothing but you try to take a limited number of values. That is called a sample. The entire data is what you are telling is nothing but population. Okay, got it? I'm just
What
rushing
does
out.
the formula? I have a doubt. What does
Hmm.
the formula mean? I don't understand. What does E mean?
E is nothing but the summation.
Okay,
Summation.
I think we'll take this separately
Yeah,
after
yeah.
the session.
Yeah. What I'll do is like for you, since for the constraint of time for others, what I'll do is like I'll just give you this 4 slides later on a like one-to-one communication, so that will be helpful. Okay, will that make sense, Adhavan?
Okay. Okay, sir.
Yeah. Yeah. So interquartile range, guys, like you have any issues like?
Can you please explain me once again?
Yeah. See, why we require box plot? Can you just give me any idea? I have just shown you in this. A graphical representation of the distribution of data sets that shows the minimum, first quartile, median, Q3, and maximum. What does it say is like, I want to know, see, you have all the data points. We ask you to fix all the data points, okay? And I would like to know, like, in what is the range in which most of the values get fitted up, so that it gives me an idea like okay, if I'm running this, I'm having a transaction level data, in what range most of the value gets fitted up, so that based on this I can take a decision or not. Guys, are you able to understand? Ashwat, Anurag, Devika, Ashwat?
Yeah.
Because
Yes,
you
sir.
are guys are very silent, apparently it's like
But I'm
uh,
actually able to understand since I know. Could you just start with what is quartiles and then carry it? So that would be much more easier for others who doesn't know what is Q1 to Q3. Because since you started directly with IQR range,
hmm.
so most of them could have not knowing this like fee. So
Okay,
could you
I
just
thought
start
like
with quartiles?
yeah, I thought like everyone are engineers, so apparently, yeah. So quartiles, 1 minute.
Is quartile a
Right.
quadrant or something different?
It is that 25% of the data where it lies. See, it shows me like what are the 25% of it that is gets fitted up. So, and what is the 75? That is in the sense like what is the from the minimum value till 25% of it, where that that gives me that data is being split into the first 25, then the median is the 50%, the next is the 75%. That is Q1 is nothing but 25%, median is nothing but the 50%, and the 75% is nothing but the Q3. So in a distribution, in a data distribution, I want to know in what level. I'll just show you one screen. 1 minute. Copy. 1 minute. Guys, you are able to see?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, apparently, he is asking what is QN. So the first, I'm putting all the values in a Gaussian curve. Hope you guys remember Gaussian curve, okay, or Poisson distribution. The sense like I want to ensure that in the first level of it, what is 25% of it that gets fitted up. So that is the Q1, and the next 25, that is the 25% plus 25%, that is 50%, is the middle part, and the Q3 is nothing but the rest 25. So that gives me an idea. So what is the initial 25% of it? That is not has that we call it as rather viscous. If you just see the box plot, wait. This is called 1 minute. I'll just slide show. This 25, the first 25% is called a whisker, and the last 25% is called another whisker. So the middle part, that is the interquartile range, that is the 50% of it, which predominantly holds the most of the value. That gives me an idea, like if I run a model or any system, what is the range, the interquartile range gives me an idea, like how most of the data gets fitted up. So that the other things, like anything that is beyond less than 4 or more than 12, they are considered to be outliers. You got my point? So if in the classroom, I'll tell in the example of a classroom. What is the interquartile range means? Most of the students get marks from 60 marks till 80 marks. Few of them only gets from 80 to 100, like only few of them get. At the same time, like from 40 to 60, there will be a few of them. So the entire logic goes in the similar way. So most of the students gets marks from 60 to 80. So what is the interquartile range here is from 60 to 80, rather we can say is the interquartile range. The average score for most of the students will be in the range of 70s. So 60 plus 70, that will give you a median of 60 plus 80, that will give you a median of 70. So the median value here there will be 70. You can understand that example. Does that make sense to you? Guys, I'm not able to hear.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Perfect. So, so this interquartile range helps me to decide in which range, like most of the 50% of the data gets fitted up. So that gives me a clear idea. Oh, in a business, if I know this range, I'll be able to decide like where most of the data is getting fitted up, and based on this 50%, that is the most of the entire juncture. Like this is the for them, I have to do the business. For others, I need not concentrate. For see the first, there is a guys from the Q1 and the guys out from Q3. I need not concentrate on the market. The guys from interquartile range, I have to concentrate on those guys to do my business, because they are the ones who will be bringing revenue to me. There is something called Pareto 2080. You know it, right? Pareto concept.
No
Guys,
idea.
Stewards,
No.
any senior profile guys? Okay, like 20% of the population bring 80% of the revenue. That is it. Hello?
No.
Like, it's like because of the Pareto thing is like 20% of the guys, like the population, okay, of the customers bring 80% of the value. We have to find what are those 20% of the people. That means who are the main source of revenue for us. You can understand, right? Because they bring the 80% of the income to us. Rest of those guys we need not concentrate. Like another 20%, yes, we need to attract them. In future, they will come into this bucket. Apparently, we have to concentrate which is the product. In the case of Viastix, currently, Viastix product is more on the visualization. Am I right? Am I right or not?
Yes.
Yeah. So the tools, what we need to understand is like more on the visualization, the Tableau, Click, QuickSight, like this. So that is the where like 80% of the revenue comes to Viastix. So we have to be concentrating on them. Who are the customers who are working on like visualization, like who wants visualization? They are the guys we have to concentrate. So that is the criteria in which we have to work with. Similarly, that is the range. You are deciding the range, right? Like 80%, like this. Similarly, this 50% of the guys we have to concentrate. That is the range. That is the reason why in any we will generally ask what is the interquartile range, so that it gives me clear idea like what is the range, like most of the numbers gets fitted up, so through which like in the distribution, that so that I can take decisions based on this. The others are rather viscous in the sense they are not outliers, but they are within the system. Outliers are not, or like they are beyond this less than the smallest number and above the largest number. So that is what. Okay. And going
Can you give some example for the outliers?
outliers.
Uh,
Okay, a guy in a class, okay, okay, Ashwat is always getting 100 out of 100, but the class average is only 60.
okay.
Then means he's an outlier.
Okay. So we don't bother about Ashwit.
Uh, naturally.
Okay.
And
Okay.
you don't
So
want
in
to be a friend with him. Apparently, you don't want to be a friend with him because he's always a nerd. Why should I waste time? He's not a guy who's hanging out. Sorry, Ashwat. Like, currently, I have to give some example. So
okay.
the other
So
Yeah, that's it. That's
1
it.
minute, Guru. So you told about Pareto analysis, right? Pareto, the
Sorry?
word. Uh,
Pareto analysis.
Pareto. Yeah. Sorry. So
Pareta.
I'm yeah, I mean I heard it before, but I forgot that I have done a visual too for this, but I forgot. So I would like to I tell you with the example. Please correct me if I'm wrong. So we'll consider a company, a finance company. Let's say I mean, a count of 10 to 15 companies who are regularly dealing, I mean, business with us, and we have a normal we are getting a normal amount of revenue from them. So those are those will contribute, like you said, no, the 80% of revenue comes from the thing. And some other customers, let's say 1 or 2 people, will pay more amount, but they are not constantly doing business with us. So those guys are considered as outliers in the case.
They are not considered as outliers. Pareto in the sense,
Okay.
whom should I see? That is different. Pareto analysis is different. I'm just telling you the range. See,
Okay.
I'm not literally equating it. See, Pareto analysis gives me an idea like 80%. Who are the 80 revenue like guys who bring revenue? Like, oh, what if they constitute? Like 80% of your company's revenue is coming from the 20 customers or 20% of the customers. So they bring a
Okay.
huge chunk for it. Another, the rest of the customers, they still bring revenue, but I need not really put that effort. If in the sense of if you are trying to develop new products, okay, in the sense of Yastix, etc., I'll tell you. You have some 100 customers. Apparently, the 20 each customer we would require some customization, right? Like
Yeah.
creating separate dashboards, some
Yeah.
developing new applications. So Stevens needs to take decision. Whom should I concentrate? Okay, whom should I give importance? There are only 10 resources with me. Like Anurag is there, Ashwath, Ahalya, Lakshmi, Devika, Divya, Lavanya. Everyone is there. Apparently, I have to take decisions. I cannot allocate all the resources to all the members, right? Then he has to come to an analysis. Like, what should I do? Then he asked me, hey, what to do? Then I am asking, do a Pareto analysis. Where is the revenue coming from? Who are your main guys? Like I would ask him, just put a chart and look at all the revenues and what like who are those customers, totally sum up all the revenues in this 80% of the revenue, where it comes from. It will be covered in more. If you just see the analysis, if you just put the histogram, it is like almost, if you observe, 20% of the customers only bring that huge revenue. Then I ask stewards, hey dude, just concentrate on this 20% of the customers because they bring the 80% of this revenue. So the entire team, and I'll what I do is like I won't leave other customers. I'll what I do is like I'll ask Anurag, Ashwath, and Divya to only concentrate on the other 20% customers, and the other 8 members will be concentrating on the 20% of the customers because they bring 80% of the revenue. You understood?
Yeah.
So because 80% makes a huge difference, like it influences my business. So if I make my 80% of the customers, I'll ensure that my business of 80% is always with me. I cannot satisfy everyone.
Mm.
I can.
Yeah.
Yesterday itself I told you I cannot satisfy everyone, but I need to satisfy my customers. But I need to give priority to which customer so in that case, what I do is like I do a Pareto analysis. This Pareto analysis is done everywhere. So that's the reason why they tell it as 80-20 policy. They won't tell it as Pareto. They'll rather.
Okay, I have given what Pareto analysis is in the chat, so you guys can read, Guru, if that's okay with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Here comes from
At
the
the end, we
worker.
have to find the root cause. It's root cause analysis needs to be done after applying the Pareto principle and find out the 20%. At the end of the day, it's all about the action items. Where you want to trigger, remove the waste, and who you want to motivate so that you can get the maximum outcome.
So
all
this
business
comes.
operate on profit, right? So it's about the maximization, right, Guru?
So yeah, it's perfect. It comes from the product manager's view. So see a product manager, what they think is like if a fault is happening, like where 80% of the fault is getting, what is the reason of it? So she'll tell in the case of a root cause analysis, RC. So whereas in the finance, I'm a finance guy, so I'll only tell look at the sales. Where is the sales happening? Stevens will always tell about sales because he has to bring revenue, right? Then only he can pay you, right? So he'll speak in the language of sales. Guys, hope you guys are able to get my point.
Yes, Guru. Yeah.
Perfect. Then Skewness, Kurtosis. Okay. You have, you know what is mode, median, and mean, right? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
So in the symmetry, in an ideal state, all those three values remains the same. Okay, that is symmetrical distribution. Whereas in a positive skew, it is mode is lesser than median. Okay, and a negative skewed mode is greater than median. Why I need to know this skew. Real-time example of it. See, guys, you already know what is a skew, but I just want to relate it with the real-time examples. Hope so, or you want to again repeat what is skew? The diagram is very self-explanatory, so that's the reason why I don't want to keep speaking about it. But from this, what
Someone
you
who
can interpret.
understood it already, if you have taken it already, they can explain in their own words, right? Kind of a reverse KT.
Yeah.
Anyone would
Divya
like to
and
volunteer?
Devika.
Bright minds.
Yeah, I have to pinpoint.
Volunteers, show your proactiveness. It's not college. It's office, corporate. Come on, take your opportunity. What's a skew? What's symmetrical distribution? What's a negative skew? Anyone? It's okay to be incorrect. We are here to support you.
Data science guys.
Okay.
Guys who have done a degree in data science, at least.
Come on, try. At least try, please. In simple words, we'll correct each other. We'll learn together.
The sudden rise and drop may be the positive and negative skew, and the symmetrical is the slower increase and down. Is it?
Okay, we'll put a pin on that. We'll come back to you. There is a hand raised.
Yeah, other one, you can tell.
So skew basically is something like how much it determines what kind of the data will be like, the values.
In the sense of?
That's it.
Okay.
So he's saying depending on the data, it constitutes a skew or not. If it's a symmetrical data, it will be symmetric. So he's trying to say that.
Okay,
that's correct.
But yeah, but okay. Anyone from
data science
guys?
background? Yeah, one more.
Okay, I'll pinpoint. Like I need to pinpoint here afterwards. Then only everyone will be like, everyone is guys keeping their mouth shut. It's guys, it will tire me. Okay, only Ahalya is the only not a student. Okay, Aditya, yeah, you switched on the video. Okay, let me start with you.
Yes, symmetrical distribution is where all the central tendencies have an equal value.
Then
positive skew is something where the mode is lesser than median and the mean. It lies beneath them, and exactly opposite is for negative skew.
You are just saying something interesting. In a real-time example of it. Examples of it, man. Guys.
The number of books bought in a library. In 1 month, the skew will be different, and another month. I mean, borrowed in a library, for example.
It depends on the data,
when
but
the mean and median are the same, when the mean and median are the same, then it is called symmetrical distribution. When the mean is greater than the median, then the distribution will be on the right side. So it is called positive skew. Yes. The same way, when the mean is lesser than median, it is called negative skewness. So it will be the data will be on the left hand side, inclined on the left hand side. So this is what my understanding about positive, negative, and symmetrical distribution.
Got it. But why should I record this skewness? Why I record this skewness?
Okay. Can you tell us?
Any ideas?
We have suffered enough. Please give us the answer.
No. See, I'm just asking you to think.
No, through the diagram I just said, which is I mean, what is how the positive skewness will come and how the negative skewness. But apart from that, I have no idea more.
Application, no.
See, skewness gives me an idea how it gives me a behavior Okay, rather the tendency. See, everything comes with behavior. So, what is the normal thing? A normal behavior will give me a median. So, okay, and some other behavior in the sense like people with varied thing, or rather, I will give. Okay, in the case of an salary of an CEO, CEOs, and then employee. Like if I just put a graph, mostly the CEOs will be having a hefty paycheck, so it will be always skewed. So I'm just telling in a random way, or rather in the sense of skewness. A proper example is, mm,
The salary of
okay,
CEO is a
no, no,
positive
no, no,
skew or a
okay.
negative skew?
It is based on the opinions, of. I'll say it is always positive skewed. It's nothing wrong, but in the it is the perspective of people. See, that's what I'll tell you an good example of it. In any topic, okay, the orientation of it, in the sense of there is always people say, if it is away from the normal, or one example I'll just immediately I think. Positive is clear. Mm, like 1 minute. I'm just thinking of an example here. Okay.
You can say the mark of the students, right? In a group of students,
Yeah,
if some of
yeah,
students.
yeah. Perfect. That is like that gives me a good example. Yeah. See, in the sense like the half of the in a class of 100, like if every student, the average score we already know is 70, right? But if in this time we if we try to conduct an exam, everyone gets everyone's score is above 70. That is, most of the students get 80. Then it's positively skewed. And the average, the next time I'm conducting an example, everyone is getting only 30. That most of them only get 30. What happens is like it is negatively skewed in the sense like the trend. If I put this average of all the students, you get my point. Like if I put the average of all the students, it's 70, but most of them only got 60, means it's negatively skewed. Whereas the next time, if most of them get above 80 marks, that it means there are one or two candidates who have got very less marks. Like because of this, the class average is getting down. Then the most of the students help me to get it positively skewed. That's the that gives me a good example. Who told Vani? That is a real good example. That is like in a class, like most of the that mode
No, it's
gives me.
not. No.
Sorry.
Yeah. Who gave that example? It was very nice.
No,
Divya.
it was not
Divya
given
Dilip.
by me.
Divya.
Divya.
Excellent, Divya. Yeah.
Yeah, good, good, Divya. So that gives me like where the position is. So it gives me a clear idea like whether the students are doing really well or students are doing bad. So that gives me an insight. Okay.
Okay, Guru,
Then
just 1 second. So, can we say like skewness is a statistical measure that describes the asymmetry of the distribution? In simpler terms, it tells you about the shape of the distribution of data.
yes,
Is that okay?
exactly.
Is the
Yeah.
definition? I've put it in the
Yes.
chat for
Yeah.
others' benefit. Thank you.
And this is what see, you guys know what is an Gaussian curve, right? The bell-shaped curve. Everyone would have studied if you are a triple E guy or an. This is a Gaussian curve. So this curve as its strings, the we classify it as leptokurtic, mesokurtic, and platykurtic. In the sense, if all the values, if the height is, if it is literally getting flat, then it's called platykurtic. If it is the mesokurtic, is the general normal distribution, and leptokurtic, where the peak or the height, that is the upper limit. So, like the height, right? So, if it is going up, then it's called leptokurtic. In the sense, if the leptokurtic is there, then it has a huge, that is the median is high, and all other points fit within this. Whereas a tachycardic is the height is very minimal, but the range is pretty big, so that every other data gets fitted up. So based on this, what we decide is like we try to decide what is like a tail race. There is in finance, there's a concept called tail race. Suddenly, this two once like Six Sigma, you have already known it, know, right? There is a standard deviation, guys. You know standard deviation, right? You have already seen it in your previous class.
Yes.
Yeah. So 1 minute, I'll just the standard deviation formula. You know, it is nothing but variance. Variance, the summation of all the values, like a difference between the mean, the whole square divided by n. If you just do the square root of it, it's nothing but standard deviation. This, if I just go in, if I put it into a normal distribution cost curve, it constitutes about the first sigma. Then the second sigma gives you like 95%. The 3 sigma gives you 99%, 99.73%. So why I really require this? Anything more than 3 sigma in either sides, okay? Then it is not going to influence much in my decision. So I would ensure that that's the reason why we guys always tell Six Sigma policy. Like after which anything, like if I try to do, that is like if I go for 7 sigma, nothing is going to influence my business value. So if you just see any in any process, like you guys like anything like Six Sigma green belt, actually someone is green belt, right? Lavanya, you got a green belt in process, right?
I just wish no.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Someone I like. Okay, Stevens, I think so. I forgot. Is like in the sense like a Six Sigma thing, where in the sense like beyond which that is not going to impact my business. So any process, like if you guys are a process guy, in the sense later if you guys choose to be a process guy, in that your Six Sigma plays an important role beyond which that is not going to influence your process. So we'll ensure that all the data points fit within the system. So anything like you try to take all the data, that is the outputs of it, you ensure that it fits within the Six Sigma. That means you try to fit. So that for that, what you need to do is like you have to improve the process in such a way that all the data distributions fit within the 99.9%, that is Six Sigma. If you just do
Yeah.
it, then your process is adherent to Six Sigma. Then you get the black belt. That is the company or the process will get the black belt. That is what we call the Six Sigma. And the guy who is implementing is the process guy. That's what we say in an industry standard. Hope you guys got it. Anyone who wants
At
to
the
work
end of
on
the
the
day, we have to find the deviation so that we can find where exactly we have to improve. So you can see
yeah.
like the first sigma, second sigma, and the highest quality precision is in the sixth sigma in the
Yeah. Beyond which,
diagram you're
even if
showing.
I work, uh, even if I try to work, that is not going to give me any impact on the business.
Significant profit.
Yeah.
Significant profit. It might
Profit.
be,
It
but
is.
it's not going to be useful for you
Yeah. So
after that.
if you guys are really working on the process, there is in the sense of an Amazon, or if you go, there is process analyst, they'll call it as. So there are, you guys need to know, like they'll ask you, have you got a certification on Six Sigma? So apparently in Six Sigma, if you have to get it, you have to be strong in this topic. You should know what is Six Sigma, right?
Correct.
So the statistics, this part, that means what you have to do is like the data is what you try to get. That has to fit within the standard deviation. You put all this, collate it, you find the standard deviation, all this sum up to the Six Sigma. That is 99.9%. All this data has to fit within it. Then your process is really good. If not, you have to retweak the process where I can improve it in such a way that it again fit into this range. That's what a process guy needs to do. That's how the back end he has to read pick it. Where and all he has to optimize, he will do it. That is where a process.
Yeah, larger your sigma, high quality your outcome is.
Yeah, but
So
mostly I will ensure that we are no more noise is coming. So this is
yes.
yeah. So this is what I want you guys to know. Yeah.
So one
So
second. So sorry, Guru. Can you go to that Kurtic page, kurtosis page? Okay. So here also I have given some definition for kurtosis. Kurtosis is another statistical. No, the diagram, please. The diagram. Yeah, kurtosis is another statistical measure that describes the shape of a distribution, particularly focusing on the tails. It tells you about the peakedness and tailedness of the distribution compared to a normal distribution. Can you show us the tail, Guru? Because the peak is definitely in the middle, right? It can be either side, the tail, right? It can be on the
yeah,
right or the left.
see, this is nothing but the tail. See, this is
Uh,
nothing but the
your
tail
cursor
in
is not
either side.
visible. Okay, either side
Yeah.
it could.
See, that is what I'm telling in a business
Mm.
world. What happens is like there's something called the tail risk. What we do in a business. Okay, I'll tell in the case of a COVID situation. Generally, what happened is like every time we think like every guy will do the business and we get some cash, we do some credit. Suddenly, because of COVID, what happens? We don't expect it, right? This is not the normal event that happened. So what happened? Our business got shut down. Few of the industries got shut down, and the amount what we need to get, that is not happening. So suddenly, this we try to fit all those values here, right? Here, okay. We think like, okay, this business will anyway, if it is going, at least we'll get 80 rupees or 90 rupees. For 100 rupees, we'll get 80 rupees. Suddenly, because of COVID, nothing comes means it gets fitted up here. So what happens is like that tail risk will hurt the business. That is called the tail risk. I'm again giving you some other terminology. You try to there
It's
is a book,
straightforward. Yeah, it's
yeah, tail
straightforward.
risk. You can search
Mm.
about Nazim Taleb, anti-fragile. You guys, like if you have time, study a book called Anti-Fragile by Nazim Taleb. Guys, you would have any professor have already told you about this? No. Okay,
We are
that's an
just
interesting.
Guru.
That is an
Already.
interesting book.
Mm.
That is an interesting book. Sorry, Lavanya. Like there is an interesting book written by Nazim Taleb. He's a statistician. He's a doctorate, and he's a quant trader. Okay, he has given you. He always tell this tail risk is nothing but a black swan event. The
Oh,
black swan we can never see it, but suddenly black swan is coming that will create a catastrophe. Like what a COVID situation happened, there will be a catastrophe that is happening. So this black swan event, we guys has to be always be careful of it, and we cannot even predict it. So that's a business. So what we can do is like for unpredictable situations, okay, for this unpredictable situations, we have to hedge it. This another finance term I'm trying to tell you guys. Okay, I'm not only teaching you statistics, but I'm also trying to teach you some uh, terminologies in finance. Because if you are trying to do a credit risk modeling in data stages, okay, this hedging, all those comes into play. Okay, so what a hedge does is, if this comes down, the other goes up. Like in an options trading, if something goes down, if a put comes down, there's a call that rises up. So that's a phenomenon. You just study what is hedging. You just try to Google
okay.
hedge.
Thank you, Guru. Sure, sounds interesting. So leptocratic, right? Leptocratic is a curve having a high peak than the normal distribution. In this curve, there is too much concentration in items near the central value. What does central value mean? Is it the mean, median, or mode? It could be anything, right?
Central value.
Central
Yeah.
value
No, no. Median.
is the median. Okay.
Mm.
Mesocratic, the middle one, is a curve having a normal peak than the normal curve.
Yeah.
The normal curve is the bottommost, I think. In this curve, there is
Yeah.
equal distribution of items around the central value. So this side and this side. And
Yeah.
platycratic, like you said, is a curve having a low peak than the normal curve is called a platycratic. In this curve, there is less concentration of the items around the central value. That's hence the name. Right.
Yeah.
So this also like I've put in the chat for others.
Yeah.
Okay.
Guys,
Thank you.
like yesterday, you are pretty interactive. What
Why?
happened? Like because Stewart is not there, you guys become silent.
Ask him to join, Guru.
No.
Then why, like?
Soon. Ask him to join.
No, not
No,
like that. Actually, we are just listening.
okay, guys, you are yesterday you are pretty active, so I thought like okay, I found a good team. Okay, see, this constitutes about this descriptive statistics. What my fundamental idea is like, I need to rush up into a lot of topics in statistics. Then, and you already know this. I'm just trying to give a brief or heads up about it. If you guys have any doubt, you can always try to reach me. Or you have any doubts on this, guys? எல்லாருமே சைலண்டா இருந்தா என்னப்பா?
No, it's clear as of now.
I don't understand some of the mathematical terms.
Yeah, you are a special case, not applicable for this session, Adhavan. So we'll catch you
No,
up,
no,
then you will be.
yeah, I'll tell you other one. I'll just tell you because
Later,
they have
later.
already attended. These guys have already attended one class of mine, and you are just jumping into the second class. So there will be a non-sync.
You missed one class,
What I'll do.
right? So we'll
So
catch you up,
what
no
I'll do?
problem.
Yeah, yeah. One-to-one discussion. I'll get to it with you. So not in worry. Yeah, guys, எல்லாருமே சைலண்டா இருந்தா என்னப்பா? ஆதித்யா, இனிமே நான் அனுராக்கு பிடிக்க வரல. ஆதித்யா, திவ்யா, தேவிகா, ஏன்னா அகல்யாவோட கிளாஸ்ல ஏதோ ஒன்று ரெண்டு மூணு கொஸ்டின் கேட்டாங்க. நீங்க ரொம்ப சைலண்டா இருக்கீங்க.
இல்ல நேத்து நானும் அட்டென்ட் பண்ணல, பார்க்கணும் உங்க ரெக்கார்டிங் திருப்பி.
இல்ல அது ஓகே.
இவங்க கொஞ்சம் சீனியர் பர்சன். சோ
ஓகே,
அப்படிலாம் ஒண்ணும் இல்ல.
அப்புறம் திவ்யா ரொம்ப சைலண்டா இருக்காங்க. You can ask. Okay. Okay, fine. See guys, like இது வந்து ஒரு basic statistics தான். Okay, can I start the other class or you want me to?
So can you summarize everything?
Okay, fine. Okay guys, like what we study in descriptive statistics is nothing but mean, median, mode. And what the next thing is like we studied about what is a range, variance, and I also told you what is a population, what is a sample. A sample is nothing but a subset of population, and variance is nothing but a summation of all the values of the difference between the mean, the whole square, by n. So this gives me, and what is standard deviation is nothing but the square root of variance. Why I really require this standard deviation? Standard deviation will give me an idea, like how the what is the from the normal tendency, how how much variation the values will be. That how much it give me a clear range, like எவ்வளோ from normality, how much deviation in either sides it can happen. So that gives me a standard deviation. This interquartile range will also give me a very good idea, like how most of the 50% of the value, that is the all the 50% of the value gets fitted up. So that gives me a clear idea. Then comes to skewness and kurtosis. Then histogram, box plot, and scatter plot. Scatter plot is nothing but this is nothing but a scatter plot. If I just put it, it's a scatter plot. It's just a representation. Histogram, wait, histogram, like you are trying to bucket. I'll just have this. Since sorry. You are able to see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah, with the histogram, you are able to see the histogram, right?
Yes, Guru.
Yeah.
It's a bar
So,
chart, right?
yeah, it's
it's
a bar
similar
chart.
to a bar chart, but it's not
Yeah,
exactly a bar chart.
good,
Oh.
perfect. Like
It's like
histogram.
one value to another value.
Mm, Tell me. Yeah,
It's
continue, man.
one value to another value. It's both like a line graph and a bar chart.
Yeah, but point is, the histogram gives me a frequency. It is like I just get copy paste immediately from the Google. It gives me where is the frequency in which range most of the values gets fitted up. From this,
The
what
range
I do,
varies, right? If I'm right, range, if the range
uh,
varies,
hmm,
so we generally tend to get into histogram so that
yes,
can
yes,
actually.
exactly, yes. So that gives me an clear idea, like where the most of the values, like in which bucket it gets fitted up. Like what is the frequency? Why I'm doing this histogram? For basically to do an histogram, I need to bucket it in what levels. In the sense, I have to take all the values. I have to put it them in the sort of buckets. Buckets in the sense from in the sense of similar to marks from 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30. Like this, I am trying to do these buckets, and I'll be finding a frequency of number of students who got this marks. So that I'll put it like how many number of students they are like in each bucket they fit into. So that gives me clear idea. That's the reason of an histogram. This histogram, I'll try to explain with the data set in the coming class. The next class, guys, get your Excel installed. This is basic. For 10 minutes, I'll try to give you an example how to work on the descriptive analytics in an Excel. Post which I'll be trying to teach you about the inferential statistics, nothing but the hypothesis testing. Hypothesis testing is an important topic. Guys, don't miss it. Even the senior people, I request you to kindly attend hypothesis testing. Okay. Reason is like most of the policies in this, like we would try to build an hypothesis. We would the null hypothesis. We'll tell it as null hypothesis. Then we'll try to break those hypotheses. So if you are strong in this, your fundamentals will be really, really good. So try not to avoid this hypothesis testing. Since I try to merge the other class also, it would be a sort of a repetitive class. I'm rushing for one class, and apparently for Lavanya, Vani, and Adhavan, it will be new
It's
for
not
them.
a problem.
So,
Can I
so
summarize the histogram alone? Because
yeah,
there is an open question I asked, right? So let me
yeah,
summarize. So
yeah,
histogram, it's a graphical representation used in statistics to show the distribution of numerical data. It looks somewhat like a bar chart, hence the confusion. But the key differences that make it suitable for showing how data is distributed across the continuous intervals.
Mm.
How is data distributed across the continuous intervals or specific categories that are considered as bin? This is the bucket you were mentioning, right, Guru?
yes, yeah.
Considered
That's
as bin.
what I was telling as bins.
Mm.
Bins is nothing
Okay,
but you are trying to do buckets, like in which category
buckets.
they try to fit.
Okay. So a histogram is similar to a bar graph. The basic difference between the two is that the bar charts correlate a value with a single category or discrete variable, whereas histograms visualize frequencies for continuous variables. It's not a
Perfect.
discrete one. So that's
Yeah.
all right.
Like, did you mean 0 to 5, 5 to 10?
Mm.
Yeah, it's a
What
range.
is, yeah, guys, what is discrete? What is continuous? எல்லாம் டேப்லெட் டெவலப்பர்ஸ் ஆச்சு சொல்லுங்க.
டக்குன்னு சொல்லுங்க.
Hey guys, நீங்க
So
டேப்லெட்ல
So
ஒர்க்
in
பண்ணி
everybody
discrete
is
is
silent.
like we can take the example of age. We cannot divide it. But continuous value is like you can take weight in a point range. So 50.4 kg, likewise. So
ஸோ
continuous value lies.
அதனால என்ன ஆகுது, ஏன் வந்துட்டு அது வந்து டேப்லூல என்ன இருக்கு, நீங்க கைஸ் ஸ்டார்டட் ஒர்க்கிங் ஆன் டேப்லூ ரைட்? ஸோ
Yes, yes.
ஸோ வாட் யூ கைஸ் டூ ஜென்ரலி? because you guys started working on Tableau, I'm asking a few questions in Tableau also, so that you'll be able to recall it. Nothing wrong in that. You can tell it. So how the graph moves, guys? என்னப்பா 20 days வந்து ஸ்டீவர்ஸ் தொண்டைக்குரிய கத்தின்றாராம். Hey, Stewards, are you there? Wait here. Okay. அப்புறம் பேசிக்கிறேன். That data is like, if you are discrete in a date, generally you guys do this date, right? You just, what you do is like, you guys go to a Tableau dashboard, try to change this discrete and what is continuous. Then you will feel that a huge difference in your graph. You just try it out and you just see, because you guys are working on Tableau for the same data. You just figure it out how in a discrete way it moves, and in a continuous way it moves, so that you just let me know how the graph looks like.
So what Devi said was right, correct? So you accept that answer, right? Because
the answer. But the others are. Yeah. Point is, everyone is silent, right? எல்லாரும் அந்த விஜய் படத்துல வர இவங்க
amazes me. You are in corporate, you have to jump onto an opportunity to speak. Where would you get a platform like this? Combined learning. Utilize.
Okay, so இல்ல இப்போ டிஸ்கிரீட்னா அந்த ஸ்பெசிபிக் டேட்க்கு என்ன அப்படின்னு கரெக்டா அந்த பாயிண்ட்க்கு என்ன அப்படின்னு பாக்குறது. கண்டினியூஸ் அப்படின்னா லெட்ஸே இப்போ அந்த பக்கெட், அந்த ஏஜ் பின்னோ இல்ல அந்த சேலரி பக்கெட்டோ இல்ல இந்த டெம்பரேச்சர் ரேஞ்ச் அந்த மாதிரி பாக்குறது கண்டினியூஸ், கரெக்டா?
எஸ். அதனால என்ன ஆகும்?
Okay, discrete data, it will give a very long set of data. It will get into every particular label, every particular unit. So we'll not be able to really analyze how the range moves or how it. So once we group it, so it's going to be easy for us. That is discrete and sorry, range. Yeah.
இல்ல அதுவும் அப்படியும் சொல்லலாம். இன்னொன்னு வந்துட்டு
continuous we can see the trend, right? Year over year
அதோட
trend
advantage.
and all.
அதுதான் அதோட அட்வான்டேஜ் அதுதான். இப்ப அதை வச்சுன்னு நம்ம என்ன பண்ணுவோம், ஒரு கண்டினியூஸா இருக்கும் போது அடுத்த லெவல் ஆஃப் இந்த லைன் எப்படி மூவ் ஆகுதுன்னு நம்ம கண்டுபிடிக்கலாமா? ஒரு 5 minutes மட்டும் ஐ ஜஸ்ட் பிரேக் இட் அவுட். ஏன்னா இதை முடிச்சிட்டனால ஐ ஜஸ்ட் வாண்ட் டு ஹேவ் இது கண்டினியூஸா இருக்கும் போது. டிஸ்கிரீட்னா இட் ஜஸ்ட் பிரேக்ஸ் டவுன். ஓகே, ஐ டோன்ட் நோ வாட் இஸ் த நெக்ஸ்ட் லெவல், பட் ஃபார் கண்டினியூஸ் இட் கிவ்ஸ் மீ அ ட்ரெண்ட். நீ ஒரு சார்ட் போடுறீங்க, ஏன்னா நீங்க டேப்லூனால உங்களுக்கு நான் சார்ட்டிங்லேயே சொல்றேன். ஒரு ட்ரெண்ட் போடும் போது வெதர் இட் கோஸ் டவுன் ஆர் இட் கம்ஸ் டவுன், ஒரு கண்டினியூஸ் மாதிரி இட் கிவ்ஸ் மீ அ வெரி கிளியர் ஐடியா. ஸோ முக்கால்வாசி லைன் கிராஃப் போடும் போது கண்டினியூஸா போடுவீங்க, புரிஞ்சுக்கோங்க. ஓகே, ஃபார் எ லைன் கிராஃப் யூ ஷுட் நோ வேர் டு யூஸ் அ லைன் கிராஃப், வேர் டு யூஸ் எ பார் கிராஃப். அந்த டிஸ்கிரீட் தான் முக்கால்வாசி இதுல வந்துடும். லைன் இருக்கும்போது கண்டினியூஸும் போடுவீங்க. அப்போ அதோட இம்பாக்ட் நல்லா புரியும். நீங்க சார்ட்டிங் பண்றதுனால ஐ அம் ஜஸ்ட் டெல்லிங் யூ, கீப் திஸ் as a tidbit. Okay, yeah, Advan, tell me.
Sir, what is Tableau?
Tableau is a visualization tool in the sense you have a lot of data, right? I have to put those applications in a charting. It's rather in your language, it is a charting tool. I will put all the data into a chart. For this, there's a separate software called Tableau. There's a lot of softwares. Even Microsoft has Power BI. If you have
GeoGebra?
I haven't worked, honestly. I have to check it out and I'll tell you. Like you have Power BI. What I have worked, I'll tell you. You can use ggplot, not my name GG, but ggplot is one application is there. Power BI is there. Tableau is there. The new thing is QuickSight. Amazon QuickSight is there. ClickSense is there. Click is there.
So is it like an access form? Like
not an access form. It is rather an tool, visualization tool. Okay.
Like an
The same.
Excel report.
Excel. Okay. Not an Excel report. ஒரு சார்ட் போட்டு வரோம் இல்லையா, ஒரு நீ அந்த டேட்டாவை எடுத்துட்டு ஒரு
Pivot.
சார்ட் போடுறோம் இல்லையா, பிவட் போடுறோம் இல்லையா, பிவட் கூட இல்லை, ஹிஸ்டோகிராமை போடுறோம் இல்லையா, இந்த ஹிஸ்டோகிராம் பிக்சர் போடுறோம் இல்லையா, கிராஃப் போடுறோம் இல்லையா, கிராஃப் யூஸ் பண்ணுறதுக்கு நாங்கள் டேப்லூன்ற ஒரு அப்ளிகேஷனை யூஸ் பண்ணுறோம்.
It's for larger data, to manage larger group of data lakes, so that you will know later. You can go and research today. I know you will. You got a
Mine's
new
actually a bit
word.
late.
I'll text you. I'll text you, dude.
All right.
Table AU. Okay. Table AU. இதை கூகுள் பண்ணி
It's in the
பாரு.
chat. You Google.
Yeah. In your free time, download some data, play with it. It is you have 14 days trial for it. You can try learn in those 14 days. Yeah, this
actually
year
Tableau public desktop is now free for lifetime.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
Useful
Good.
information. Thank you.
Yeah. Quick site is there, man. Try to have a quick site. It has a LLM. Quick site. Guys, you can everyone try to work on it also. I'll speak with Steve also, because why I'm telling you is like you have this generative AI, right? The next hot topic that is in the market is generative AI. So if you type any questions, it will automatically answer.
Prompt engineering.
Prompt engineering. ஒரு அளவுக்கு அது prompt பண்ணும். Back engine is
Actually, I'm familiar with prompt engineering actually.
Yeah. We'll cover those topics in a later stage, man.
Later. Focus on the topic on hand, right? So that we can give thorough coverage and build on top of the accurate knowledge.
See guys, I should learn from you guys. Like, yeah. Okay, like I think so we can wind up today's class. Kindly let me. Yeah, please.
Sir, actually, I want to know more about QuickSight. How it's.
I'll have a separate session. Tomorrow, like I'll be trying to teach you in Excel what is it. Okay, the same statistics, inferential statistics, descriptive statistics, I'll teach you in Excel. அப்போ வந்து குயிக் சைட்டை பற்றி எடுத்துன்னு வரேன். ஏன்னா எல்லாருக்கும் it is like the senior management people will be having some office work. So I would like to wind from 8:30 to 9:30. If you want, guys, I'll have daily classes. Daily, alternative days, I can have classes. That's not an issue. What's your feedback?
Daily class இருந்தாலும் பரவாயில்ல. Okay.
You have a daily.
Yeah, daily is also nice.
But yeah, you have to study for the exam, man.
He is so much interested now. He's going to flood with questions and everything.
Yeah, it's a pleasure.
Budding data
Don't
science.
know I have exams.
Okay. Hey,
You talk later, okay? It's a class. It's a recorded session. Let's focus on the topic on hand.
Okay. I'll teach you how to work on an Excel, so that plays an important role. Why I'm telling is like I want you guys to be strong in your VB macros. Okay, in the sense like most in the initial few companies, what they expect you to do is on working on macros. I'll try to touch base you in how to build some macros in Excel. So that will help you in the sense பின்னாடி பேக் எண்ட்ல எழுதிட்டு அண்ட் பிவட்ஸ்க்கு எப்படி பண்ணுறது, அதுக்கப்புறம் few Excel formulas I'll try to teach you. VLOOKUP இதுதான் ரொம்ப சிம்பிளா, it won't be very complex. ஒரு for one class I'll try to do that, so that in that time I'll try to teach you some quick site. எனக்கு தெரிஞ்ச டேப்லோ ஸ்டீவர்ட்ஸ் மாதிரி வராது, எனக்கு தெரிஞ்ச டேப்லோ நான் எனக்கு கற்றுக் கொடுக்குறேன். கிளிக்கை பற்றி நான் கொஞ்சம் சொல்கிறேன். அது இந்த டூல்ஸை நீங்கள் ஒவ்வொருத்தரும் யாருக்கு என்ன டூல்ஸ் பிடிக்குமோ அதில் ஒர்க் பண்ணி பாருங்கள். Everything is interesting. You start with, I'll parallelly touch base with you some visualization tools. Then post which I'll try to teach you Python. Now Python, ஓகே, எனக்கு இப்பயே நான் பைத்தனுக்கு எடுத்துன்னு போயிட்டேன்னா யார் யாருக்கு தான் பைத்தன் ஹெவியா இருக்கோ விஷுவலைசேஷன் டூல்ஸ் எடுத்துட்டு இப்படி போயிடுங்க லைக் கரியர்ல. யாருக்கு நோ ஐ வாண்ட் டு கோ டு த நெக்ஸ்ட் லெவல், ஐ வில் டீச் யூ எம்எல் parallelly Python. That is my workflow. That is how I have decided. And அதுக்கப்புறம் LLMs அதுதான் வந்துட்டு அடுத்த ஹெவி டாபிக்ஸ். எனக்கு till computer vision I can take you. That's what I have decided.
All are hot selling cakes in market, Guru. So,
yeah. So computer vision the OCR தான் நான் இப்போ எடுக்க முடியாது unless if it's like you guys are fundamentally strong in ML. அப்புறம் ML ops தான் உங்களுக்கு சொல்லலாம்னு இருக்கேன். Provider things and what is the assignment like Stevens is also giving. I have to decide. ஏன்னா உங்க இண்டஸ்ட்ரிக்கு இப்போ நீங்க கரண்ட் ப்ராஜெக்ட்ஸ்ல இல்லைன்னா if I teach you also it will be waste of time learning curve. ஸோ அதுக்கு ஏற்ற மாதிரி ப்ராஜெக்ட்ஸும் அவரும் எடுக்கணும் இல்லையா? ஸோ எவ்ரி திங் லைக் யா ஓகே கைஸ் லைக் kindly let me know from Stevens like when I can have the next class based on this. Maybe Saturday if things is fine I can have the class on Saturday. அனுராக் கேட்கல, ஏதோ சொல்ல வர கேட்கல.
எனக்கு ஓகே தான்.
சாட்டர்டே ஓகேவா? ஆனா இனிமே சாட்டர்டே முதல் ஒரு செஷன் நடத்தலாம். என்னன்னா ஒவ்வொருத்தருக்கும் அவங்களுக்கு தெரிஞ்ச லாங்குவேஜஸ்னா சாஃப்ட்வேர்ல இந்த லாங்குவேஜ் தான் வேண்டாம், ஹிந்தி அப்படின்னு கேட்கல. பைத்தன் லாங்குவேஜோ எம்எல் பத்தியோ லைக் உங்களுக்கு நீங்க முன்னாடி பண்ண ப்ராஜெக்ட்ஸ் பத்தியோ give me heads up. Why I really require is like so that I can curate my courses accordingly. அதுக்கேற்ற மாதிரி நானும் பண்ண முடியும். ஐ டோன்ட் வாண்ட் டு பி ரிப்பீட் செஷன் ஃபார் மோஸ்ட் ஆஃப் தி கைஸ். இந்த செஷனே பாத்தீங்கன்னா போன கிளாஸ் ரொம்ப
why don't we focus on the data engineering side of things for a little bit, make us everyone strong in that, then we'll go for cross learning, right?
No
later.
that's what every Saturday what I intend to do is like try to build like a Toastmaster. Guys, you might have heard like a Toastmaster, right? It's like a way to try to improve your communication skills. Parallelly, I'm trying to build that also, like a Toastmaster. Senior management are already experienced in that. You guys, I don't want you to be very dumb. என்னடா இந்த கிளாஸ்ல உட்காந்து நான் என்னடா எப்பதான் முடிப்பாரு நான் போய் டின்னர் சாப்பிடலான்ற ஃபீட்பேக்ல எல்லாரும் ஒவ்வொருத்தர் ஐஸ்லயுமே இருக்கு. வீடியோ ஆல்ரெடி.
Guru, can we close the recording at least, please? While we are discussing all these good things about the nice people.
I don't have a control of it.
Okay, I will stop.
So அதுக்கு தான் நான் சொல்றேன், இது வந்துட்டு நீங்க